New Eastern Standard Time, but it is 9:30 here. Of course, it's not 9:31. My watch says it's 9:34. Not possible, you say, eh? So, hello, everyone. I'll have a little prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for blessing me and everybody with this nice day. Thank you for blessing us with comfortable places to sleep and just the right pillow. And please bless those whose furniture is not where they are or who don't have furniture. Bless them that they may find comfort in whatever circumstance they may be in, and that they may all have a good sleep as well. And thank you for keeping us safe. I'm really grateful for how safe we are. We'd like to ask that those who are not safe might feel thy presence with them, and that they might not have fear, but that they might hold on to thee, and that thou might lead them away from danger. And thank you so much for the food that we ate, and for the ideas we had, and the things we were able to create and to think about creating. And thank you for all the interesting things that we have learned today. And we're grateful to thee for giving us opportunities every day to grow. And we ask that we might continue to listen to thee and to thy promptings, and that as we sleep that we might receive dreams and visions of the things that we should do, and understanding more about our behavior, and see how we deal with people in our dreams and deal with things, the things that make us happy and unhappy. And please help us to understand ourselves better and to be able to take better care of those around us. And these things we pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Oh, hello, Ellen. Good morning or evening. And hi, Suze. Ellen, I wanted to say, you and Suze, I want to add you to a messenger list, a messenger group that I have, so that you can, hi, Susan. I want to add you to the messenger group I have so that I can tell you when I'm going live. Regina is on it, and Susan, and 2 or 3 other people, but I don't know how to find you folks on Facebook. So if you could find me, I will add you. Of course, I can't figure out where to find friend requests either. I get everything. Anytime things change, I get lost, and it seems like I get lost for longer. Yeah. Oh well. And I guess I won't think of myself as old ever again, because my mother-in-law is 95, and I think she has less pain than I do, and she gets along better. And oh, you're not on Facebook. Are you on Messenger? I understand why you wouldn't be. I like Messenger. It's my way of talking to people. I used to be on MSN. Hurts go away for the day. Oh yes, how are you, Susan? And when is your operation? Have you got a date yet? And Regina says, or Rose says is it Rose or Regina? Oh, Regina's gone to Florida, and Rose says she's watching but can't comment. She's using her television. It's nice that spring is coming and that there's more opportunity to be outside, isn't there? I went out on the balcony here tonight. It's so loud with the noise of the ships and the refinery across the road. It's not very loud, but it's, there's this hum. They never called you on the results yet, eh? Susan said. Good old Rose, and all of you are awesome folks. I love it that we get on here and chat. So I'm very tired. Can you see how little my eyes are now? It's after 9:30, so I'm going to go to sleep soon. Doctors can definitely be uncaring. However, I think they may have been worn out and ultra stressed from all that they've been through trying to care for people over the while. I think a lot of it is nurses that do most of the work. Doctors just come in and have a look around and then leave. Or that's the way it seems to be. But I guess it's been very hard on all of them not being able to be around their families properly because they don't want to give them COVID. We have to fill out this form called Arrive Can before we go back to Canada. We stay another week and then we go back. We leave on, I think the 8th is flying day. But oh, speaking of which, I think I have a phone call, an internet phone call. Hi, Becky. How are you? I'm fine. We're in Holland. I guess you might have figured that one out. Having a good time, except it's late and I'm ready to go to sleep. So today we went to Maaslaus, Maassluis. It's like Mass Lewis, but it's Maaslaus. I can't get the pain down. I've been taking my pain meds, but they're not helping either. In Holland, they have CBD oil, and you're supposed to take 2 drops 3 times a day or whenever the pain is bad, and I've been doing that, and my pain just goes away. It's amazing. You leave it under your tongue, and it doesn't affect your head or anything. It's just CBD oil. I'm very surprised. I didn't realize it worked this well. Anyway, so I have this little tiny bottle. It's quite expensive, but whenever my knees start to hurt, I take a little bit and then I'm fine. It takes a few minutes, but if I put it under my tongue, it doesn't take very long. It's like, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, 20 minutes. I'm much better. Maybe it takes a little longer, I'm not sure, but I thought it was going to take like an hour and a half, but it doesn't. Anyway, so today we went to Maaslaus, and there were beautiful canals everywhere. It was very pretty. I made a little video sitting there at the end of the canal over earth. Maybe it was a bridge on it. They have roads over the canals. I really like driving here. Yes, must ask the pain doctor. It's not addicting. It's funny, why can't they find pain medication? Why can't they they can create medications for everything under the sun, but the medication that we need most of all is pain medication. Epsom salts is good. Oh, I was reading this thing about COVID and how it can affect your heart. I had a heart attack, remember? And also Susan with your heart condition. I think it's 1 in 1,000. Oh, just kind of relax a bit. Yeah, relaxing is hard though. I think that might be why Epsom salts work so well, is because you lay in a bathtub in hot water and you soak, and it relaxes your muscles. And I didn't realize how much stress causes your body to tense up and make everything hurt. Boy, the day before coming here, I was in so much pain, and I believe it was all stress, because everything hurt. I've been trying so hard not to eat anything wrong. You haven't been the same since COVID, eh? Bummer, bummer, bummer. The trials of our lives. We all get them, don't we? And we get breaks between them sometimes. Depends how badly the Lord thinks you need a break, I guess. He won't give us more than we can handle. He really must think we can handle a lot sometimes, you know? He really must have great ideas about our abilities. But then again, he's known us for millions and millions of years. You know, we've been with him for a very, very long time. Before we came here 2 hours ago. Yes, everything is sore. Yes, I understand. I ate something tonight. I don't know what was in it, but my neighbor just brought us yellowfin tuna. I had tuna in Florida once. It was quite different from tuna fish in the can. Tuna fish in a can is very dry. How fun. Becky lives in Florida, where it's always warm. Sounds good, Becky, says Susan. Lily, my mother-in-law, bought some salmon. I guess it's smoked salmon. And I was imagining that you cook salmon in the oven. To get rid of body aches from flu, a remedy is hot tub with peroxide and Epsom salt. Peroxide, eh? Well, when you're adding this to a whole tub, I usually end up adding half a bag or something. Oh, because I don't think 1 cup will do it. And mahi. Know what we are having for dinner? Tuna and mahi. Boy, I wouldn't have a clue what to do with them. Not the littlest clue. This body aches, and so many things cause it, right? It can be the weather, it can be your thoughts and your stress level, it can be the foods you eat, it can be the exercise or activity you have or have not done. It's just amazing how influenced we are by so many things. Quite amazing. Have to be careful what we watch on television and what news we get involved with, because that can certainly upset us. And I'm very sorry if I'm going to put you to sleep. That's interesting, Ellen, except I forgot to buy Epsom. I'll make a list. It's hard to remember to get things, especially if you don't feel good, if your body hurts. When moving is difficult. But if you move a bit, it hurts at the beginning, but the more you move, the better you feel. I think that all that fluid in our joints starts to thicken up when we sit for a minute. I don't know how it is, how that works. The viscosity changes it. Oh my gosh, am I ever tired. And it stops lubricating our joints. I know Lily, she's 95. I thought she was 96, but that's in a few weeks. When she sits, it's very hard for her to get up if she sits too long. But she's always popping up. She's the most amazing person. I can't believe it. Her mind is spot on. She can remember everything. I guess she's forgotten a few things. But it has been many years that I've known her, 35 years, I guess. So I met her when she was only 60. Only 60, and I'm 66, and I think I'm starting to age. But, I sent a photo of her, and Willem was sitting there. They were sitting both looking in the same direction, reading or something. And I sent that to our son, and he said, looks like an old couple. They look like an old couple. And I realized that I too must look like an old couple with Willem, except I have blonde hair. Isn't it cool? How many of us get to have blonde hair? That's pretty cool. Yes, I wish I had half her ambition too sometimes. Her cough is bad. Hope it gets better soon. Oh, she says she has a chronic cough from the pollution in the air here. I didn't realize it was so polluted, but ever since she's lived in this place, which is now 50 years, I think, she's lived in this same apartment. Her cough got bad because of the refinery across the road. It is a cloud factory, And then there's pollution. You know, Europe does such a good job with their environmental list. Oh, Becky, you have a prayer list. You're so good. I once upon a time had a prayer list. Now I've become so selfish I forget to pray about anybody. You might need extra vitamin B12, C, D, and zinc. I didn't bring all my vitamins this time. I took them all when I went to Vancouver with my son's family. I was very diligent about taking them, and I thought after that, well, maybe I don't need them. But maybe they would have helped me not have my knees hurting so much. Maybe there is something that I'm missing. You pray for the world at night. I try to pray when I pray about people. I try and pray individually and say their names, but I don't usually remember to do that. I pray it when people say, will you pray for me? I always pray right then, say yes. But then I might not remember anymore. Sometimes I don't even remember to pray. That's why I have to pray on here, because at least then I'm sure I do it. I have to be diligent. So you remember Josette? She lives here in this town, and she visited me last time I was here. It was on my birthday, and in September, and she came and visited here. And she is now running for office. She's in the paper today. I thought that was so cool. I haven't talked to her in years. Let me see, what did you just say? Nancy, you look so comfy not crying. Yes, I'm not crying. I'm just... There are so many people that need prayers today. Yes, I think there's a lot of people that need prayers. I think I don't really notice how many people are angry and upset, and there's such a divisive stuff going on out there in so many different cases. But she was in the paper because they listed all the candidates for public office, and so they have a little write-up on each of them, but it's all in Dutch. So that means when I was little, you remember that, Becky, my father would make us read the newspaper. I would have the dictionary and I have the newspaper, and I would look up every word I didn't know. And that was back when it was written at a university level, not at a grade 8 level. And every second word was so big you couldn't pronounce it. And I had to write them all down and look them up and then try to use them in a sentence. Ellen says, I think I have all those cooking on the stove for supper. Carrots, potatoes, and peas with roast beef. That sounds very good, Ellen. Lily did such an amazing job again with dinner. We had a variety of mushrooms, and I think there was some kind of a powder that had lots of spices in it or something. But it was really tasty omelet. She put some little sausage bits in it, and there were some little red pieces. That is so cool about her. You mean about Lily? Yeah, she's pretty amazing. Why is she in the paper? Oh, neato. Oh gosh, Ellen, that sounds excellent. It does. Yeah, she made chicken soup, which I thought was dinner, but then we had this big omelet afterwards, which was good too. And I realized that, over here they have something to eat before dinner, so they sit around and eat nuts or something, and so I guess it makes you not as hungry at dinner time. I don't know if that's the purpose, but to eat that stuff and then start eating dinner. My grandparents used to do that. Is it because it gets your salivary glands going? I don't know. think it kind of fills you up a little bit. Oh well, then after dinner you're not so hungry. Usually you're not hungry after dinner anyway, right? So we went to this little town, Maslaus today. Oh, and we went to the grocery store again, Ellen and I looked up. I asked about gluten-free. I had to ask Willem how to say it, and I rehearsed it with him a couple of times, and then I asked the lady, and she still didn't understand what's wrong with my pronunciation. I mean, I know that there's much to be desired, but I'm trying, and I thought I was pretty good at some of the words anyway, and Willem had to repeat it for her. And she took me over there, and then I had to have Willem tell me how to say rice-free, because gluten-free is not good for me necessarily. A lot of it is just rice flour, especially if it's sitting on the shelf. I don't think that has to be refrigerated. If it's in the freezer or the refrigerator, the quinoa has to be in the fridge, or maybe the millet. Anyway. Okay, this is for Rose. I have lots of lavender growing. Oh, Rose said hers is growing too. She's very excited. I can't remember how big it is, but it's growing. She said something about it's going to take over her inside of her house if she's not careful. So, because I'm in Holland, I'm thinking about Josette, who lives in this same town, who was my YouTube friend. She used to like the soap videos. And then there's Alki Beer. She's up in Draunton or something now. But she gave me that lovely lace scarf. And I went to visit her when I came, and it was so nice to see her. I think the best part was that she was excited to see me. It was so nice to, we just hung out and chatted, and it was a great visit. Oh, and she had a basket that went up the steps. So it started up there and came flat and then went down and then had a taller side. I think that was so cool. If the things that are put in the food that is bad for you may not be in the food there in Holland, perhaps, but we ate at a Thai restaurant, and afterwards my knees didn't work. I had a salad, and it had little pepperoni bits in it, and it had soy sauce in it. And I think there's a bit of sugar in the soy sauce, but the sugar doesn't affect me that badly that quickly. Not a tiny bit like that, I don't think. Anyway. But my knees really hurt. That was too bad. Oh well. But I don't need a walker because you have to be 95 to have a walker, I think. Oh, you just said something and then took it away. Now it's gone. So Alki has a little shop, a restaurant where she serves Dutch snack foods like croquettes. Croquettes are this long, like a hot dog, but it's breaded, and it's got potato and onion and spices and stuff in it. I'm not sure exactly what, and then it's fried. Willem loved it the other night. He said that was real Dutch, that was the real Dutch memory of living in Holland. When I talked to Lily, and this is not her first country. She probably just misspelled something. Or maybe it was a question and I had just answered it. It could be anything, right? Or maybe the cat stepped on the keyboard. Rose had said, oh, that's it. Rose was taking over her house. Sorry, my spelling, whatever. Spelling, it gives us a chance to think about what it is that you could be saying. It gives us a chance to use our brains for a moment. And we have to think about, now, what would sound like that in this sentence, or what part of that word is correct? Because there's probably a few letters that are correct and a few letters that aren't. Did you know that if the first letter and the last letter are correct, and you have the right number of letters, you can figure out, your brain will just quickly know what it is. Isn't that fun? Yeah, she has all this okra. That's what she said was taking over. But she also has lavender growing. Ellen, are you on Messenger? You seem to get this whenever I go on live. You seem to be the first one that's there. So you must get a quick notification. She planted okra. It's everywhere, she said. I love okra, but you only get a few. Becky, do you remember when I planted okra at my mom's? I planted it all the way along the road, and it grew about 3 feet high, and it had big okra pods coming out along the stem. There would be a leaf and an okra, and another leaf and an okra. I think they alternated, but I think it really loved the sunshine. I don't think it really cared how bad the soil was, because I didn't really do a lot to make the soil good, if anything. My parents were not much on me digging up the grass, because it had taken them so long to get the grass growing. And if you happen to get any grass away, then you get the gullies so quickly. The rain would just wash down the hill. When it rained in Georgia, it really poured, just like the Morton Salt Girl. We don't have a Morton Salt Girl in Canada. We have a box of salt, Sifto salt. Well, I'm not sure that okra would grow in Wisconsin myself either. Wisconsin is pretty far. Are you right on the edge of Michigan? I didn't know. I have a little blockage in my head about Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Arkansas, and Missouri. I'm not sure exactly where each of them are located. I got the rest of the states pretty much mapped out in my head, but those four, I guess they're right beside Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. That's in a line right there, right? Then you have Idaho and Nevada and New Mexico. Is that right? You're not close to Michigan, but is Wisconsin next to Michigan? There's Wisconsin and Minnesota. And I also have problems with, I know where Illinois is. It's on the edge of the water, and it's the last I one. So there's Illinois and Iowa and Ohio. Is that the order of them? Iowa is in the middle? The Georgia clay doesn't absorb. We are all sand, and the rain filters down. Yes, my father said that all that cotton farming ruined the soil. It all eroded away, and so there is no topsoil down there. It's amazing, that soil. It's just red rock. You have to chip away with it, with your shovel. The point of the shovel, you chip, 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 chip. And after a while, you get all these small little bits. I wouldn't say they're powder at all, but then you can at least open it. So you grow it up there. So when you grow your okra, do you have to put it in really early and cover it against the frost? These shoulder seasons, they're more winter than summer or spring, and spring and fall. I don't know about my garden, how I'm going to work on this. I don't know if it's going to survive, but it might. We'll see. It'd be fun if it does. I wonder how much bigger the plants will be when I get back. We'll be gone for 17 days. Mary Jane is taking good care of it, though. She watered everything. 2 containers leaked, but not the one I thought was going to leak. Oh, well, and she says it's wonderful for the mosquitoes. The bugs are loving all that standing water. Start in and put out after frost danger. Oh, so you get the extra time. You know, I could try doing that in the house. I'm having fun growing stuff in the house. But in the summer, the sun is up over the roof, so it doesn't come in. They don't get as much light in the summer as they do. You'd think they would, but I don't think they do. Oh, I'm sorry I'm so yawny. Anyway, seems like I had a new idea. Oh, I colored something today. Want to see what my daily thing was? We went to this restaurant in Maslaus, and I sat there and I drew this picture. It was kind of fun to do. But I ended up with my buildings too far apart and I had to fix things. Seems like there was an alley somewhere, but I don't see it in the picture now. I had to do those bicycles and the tables, and the bicycles were pretty hard. As you see, I didn't do it properly. And the chairs are all kind of a mess too, not even. Thank you, Suze and Susan. What is that over there? Oh, those are benches. I took the liberty to turn one of the benches so it wouldn't look so different. But then I didn't draw it very properly either. And those little things in the ground, those are water spouts. That's going to be a trick, figuring out how to do water spouts. And these were tile roofs, so they have to have orange. And then this building was red, and this one was yellow. And this one was white, I think. And this was sort of an off-white metal. And that again, all these roofs were tile. Kind of interesting. The water is white and it was all splashing. And how do you make white? Oh well. And then when we were, Lily, my mother-in-law, had to go get her. You need to put someone standing in the alley. Ah, that's it. I think it's between those two buildings was the alley. Over here. And when Lily had to go and get her glasses done, I sat and waited for the parking space to empty, and so this is what I could see from the window in my car. I think I did a better job. I think I'm improving. See, my car, the mirrors look kind of sort of look like they're supposed to look. There's still things wrong with it, but I was trying to get my fingers, get my lines to go in the right directions. You can see so many times they go in the wrong direction. You know, there and there, and that mirror. But here they were pretty good the first time. I'm going to go back and color those in. Also, oh, they're going the wrong way. And then last night we were playing a game and my mother-in-law tried to draw Willem and me. I tried to draw her, poor thing. But this one I'm going to try and color in, you know, use pastels on it. But the colors are not too amazing. They're white and black. There's some red on some of those signs. I think these signs, well, those aren't signs. Well, somewhere there were some signs. Anyway, hey, you know what? I figured out that my camera has got full on my phone. I don't have any more room to take pictures if I take videos. And then I delete all the videos as soon as I upload them. That frees up some space again. But I didn't have room for photos, but I found a solution. I went online and looked for myself, and I found a Nancy Today that isn't me because I can't log into it. It's not mine. But I can email, I can send pictures to it. So I've been sending all my photos. I turn on my camera, I go to Messenger. No, I don't turn on the camera. I go to Messenger and I click on the photo thing and I send it to Nancy today. And so I've got all these photos of all these places. And then I can just go there and forward them to other places, you know, if I want to put them on Facebook or send them to a family member or something, you know? So that works. So if your phone ever fills up, that's a solution. I didn't want to just send them to random people because, you know, they don't necessarily want to have all my photos. There's only so much people can handle. You can get there's too much of a good thing, right? I may be a good thing, but there can be too much of a good thing. My mother-in-law has this little bicycle thing. It's not a bicycle that you sit on. It's just this stationary, it's got a platform on the floor, and it's just got the pedals and a little lump that holds the pedals. And she sits there and she just pedals. And she'll just do a few and then stop and do a few. I need to do that. Supposedly bicycling is very good for your knees. Bicycling wrecks my knees. Maybe if I had been bicycling all the time, but I was bicycling until my knees got wrecked and then I stopped. That was when I was drinking a lot of milk. I had never had milk much for a long time, and then I was able to buy it, and suddenly oh yes, I can send them all to Willem. Oh, bless your heart, especially if they're of his mother. Yes, perfect idea. Thank you. I knew I listened to you guys for a reason. You guys are great. I love coming on here. We get into great chats and we laugh a lot. Oh, we brought Mancala and we showed Lily how to play it. That was fun. Willem is such a strategist. Oh my gosh, he's so competitive. He, you know, I do things so that I'll get my little things in. Yes, Ellen, you're very smart. Yes. I like that comment today about opening a can, if you don't have an opener, by rubbing the side on cement. And the cans now, the tin cans are so thin. They're not tin, they're aluminum. But they are so thin sometimes. I'm not sure if it's in the US or in Canada, but some of them you just barely touch them and they crumble. Yes, Mancala is a great game. Yeah, so why doesn't it wreck people in Holland's knees? Why can they just keep bicycling their whole lives? Everybody's bicycling. Of course, there's a lot of people driving. Maybe that's because their knees are wrecked. I wonder what the statistics are. And they eat so much cheese here and yogurt and milk. You know, they live on dairy products. That's what wrecked my knees. As soon as I stopped drinking the milk, my knees stopped clicking. And so whenever my knees suddenly hurt, I think, oh my goodness, there must have been some milk or something dairy in it. I think that tonight I heard after we had dinner, and I think that maybe the butter, she cooks things in butter. But there's only so much you can ask somebody, let somebody know to change. Like, you know, you can't, you gotta just eat whatever's available, you know. But I did bring stuff that I can eat. Like I brought my nuts and I've been soaking them, and I bought hummus and cucumbers, and I need my left leg replaced. Something to, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I thought I was gonna need mine done, but so far I'm not needing it. Most of the time I'm okay. I suppose the day will come. We play Makala, but a little different than you do. Well, of course, my rules are usually different than everybody's rules. Boy, isn't that neat how long my hair is? It just keeps going. I don't think I've ever had long hair since I started making these videos. I think I've been making them, what did we decide, 13 years or 14 or 15 years? Something a long time anyway. What is this, 2022? I think I started in 17. No, 7. In 2007. So 17 is 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it's 15 years. Coming, it'll be 15 years in November, I guess. And I don't think that I've ever had long hair in that time. I had long hair, and then at one point I cut it. Oh wait, I had long hair in 2002. Wait a minute, we're talking about 2005. I don't think doctors like to replace knees as much anymore. Why would that be? You know, there was a girl on here. I had the right knee done. There's a ceramic one in there because I'm allergic to metal. Interesting. How did they find out you were allergic to metal? There was a lady on here, I think it was Loves to Sew or Sew to something. And she fell. She had a new knee or a replaced knee, and she fell on it, and something in it, the new knee, cut her artery, and she bled to death. Well, that's a little bit scary. But I think that as long as I can move, I'll keep these knees. But you know, you got to be careful about doing it too long, because if you wait too long, then they can't replace them because you're too old. Like Lily needs a new knee, but she's 95, and so they won't do it. Anchoret was 87, I think, and she just had her knee replaced. She demanded it. My mother-in-law was allergic to metal too. I'm allergic to nickel, gold, and cobalt. That's Susan. Goodness, and how do you find that out? I guess if you wear a gold band, you would find out. Some things, sometimes I wear things, rings, and I remember getting a rash. Maybe it was the gold band. I used to wear my wedding band, and my diamond, they were together, and I've lost it. Are you okay with them?
Yeah, I guess so. I need to get my regular pills.
His gout is back. You had to have a test done. Yeah, I have this watch, and all of the chrome has come off of it, and now it's a copper watch, and I kind of like that it's copper because supposedly copper is supposed to be good for you, but who knows, right? Like, everybody says something is good for you, and you've got just as many people saying it's bad for you. So just do what you want, I think. Well, I was going to go to sleep, but that was quite a long time ago. It's almost morning now. It's 10:15. You know, we've slept here 2 nights at my mother-in-law's, and I have had such interesting dreams. I have dreamed and dreamed and dreamed and dreamed. Of course, usually you dream if you're sleeping longer than, than the regular short time. It was foggy this morning, and then it was cloudy all day. But the sun came out while we were at that Thai restaurant in Laos. Luis is pronounced Laos. They put a patch on your back with all these metals in it. The spot with the nickel ate a hole in my back. Willem has pills that he takes for his gout. You know, the first time he got gout is because he was taking some other kind of pill, and it gave him gout. So we got off of those. I think it might have been a blood pressure pill or something. It's nice to be here with Willem. He's so sweet. He's such a nice person. And there he is again. I was just speaking of you, my darling.
And here I am again.
And there he is. You say something about him, and he shows up. Were your ears burning? Is that what they say when somebody's talking about you? It's your ears are burning or something?
In Dutch they say, Talk about the devil and you're stepping on his tail or something like that.
Well, that will not be relevant in this conversation at all. We weren't talking about him.
Meaning if you talk about somebody, he just all of a sudden shows up. That's
Oh,
what it means.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you can feel it. Mary and I often call each other at the same time, or we're thinking about each other when we. Often you call somebody and I was just thinking about you. You know, there's a certain amount of telepathy
Of
that's
course,
real.
it could also mean just politeness, you know. Oh yeah. Oh, I haven't called about him, about him or her. Oh, I was just thinking about you.
Thank you for that
After
information.
all this time. Hmm?
All right.
Uh,
So, what helps with gout? Do you know anything? They say that eating red meat is bad for it.
Okay, I've pretty well cut down on it, cut it off basically. No red meat. No,
That's really something that this nickel ate a hole in your back when they did the test. Just think how you would be missing him if you'd stayed home. If it's your ears, it's if your ears are ringing. I would be missing you if you stayed home. But, you know, we ignore each other a lot anyway. But I would miss you. That happens with your daughters too. You phone them and they're thinking of you. Okay, well, he's changed his clothes,
Attire.
so his attire.
So
He's slipped into something a little more comfortable. So I guess I better turn off this camera lest I wave it in his lest I wave it in his direction. Okay then. Well, it's been nice chatting with you. So have a good rest of your day.
Oh, but you should be so kind to turn this light off. I don't want to get up again.
Oh, now I have a job. Thanks. Wait a minute. What did it say? Spinach and asparagus is bad for gout. Goodbye, Suze. I couldn't take that stupid patch off for a week and was so uncomfortable. I bet it was. Wow. Susan, that's terrible. Sweet dreams, says Ellen. Sweet good night, you all, says Susan. I love you guys. Thank you for being there for me. And I will talk to you again before you're awake. I'm going to wake up first. Na, 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 na. And it'll be light here, too. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.